Good morning, son. I'm going to cover the service and maintenance of our Smith Wesson Revolvers here. You know I've done it all for you before, but I'm not going to be here for you to be taking care of these things for yourself. Make sure it's unloaded, that you can handle these things safely. The guns are only dangerous when handled in a dangerous way. Laying here like this, it can't do anything on its own. So make sure it's unloaded. Areas of you want to deal with on these weapons here are you want to use proper tools to clean. You'll need brushes and jigs. I've got all those right here. All that you'll need. You'll use the proper brush, an aluminum or a brass rod. Never use steel. You want to use a softer metal than what you're cleaning. This one right here has a muzzle protector on the end of it. That whenever you're cleaning a revolver, you always have to clean a revolver basically from the muzzle back, unless you're using a bore snake, which in my opinion really doesn't do that great of a job. But here you will brush the barrel out, go all the way out, and then pull it back, and then you'll change it out. You'll use a jig like this, just a little cleaning jig right there. And basically all you do, you take a t-shirt, and I cut them up in little 1.5 inch, 2 inch squares. You'll put a little bit of the deep clean on this area. You'll put some on that brush too when you first go through there. With the cylinder open, you'll run through there using your muzzle protector, and you'll just scrub the barrel out. And this gun is clean. I'm going to show you how great that deepens is. This was a clean rag. Now look at it. This gun hadn't been fired in a couple months. It's been in its case, but I put a light film of deepens on the barrel. Even though it was already clean, it got that little bit more carbon out of the barrel. This gun right here is broach cut barrel, broach cut riflings. Your gun, on the other hand, is it's hammer forged. You'll see the difference in the once you look through the barrels. You'll look at your barrel and look at this other barrel, and you'll see the difference right there. Your rifling is a lot more smoother than this one. I don't know if there's any advantage to it or not. It's probably easier to clean yours than it is this one, simply because it is hammer forged. All the imperfections hammered out onto a mandrel that was rifled, and it's all smooth on the inside. And this is cut, but it is polished. It is hand polished. The barrels are hand polished on these revolvers, so it cleans pretty good too. So basically, you want to make sure once you have your barrel good and clean, you want to clean the cone area of your gun. Get all this carbon out. What you can do is put some of this deepens on it and let it sit for a minute or two, and you'll do the same thing with the face of the muzzle part of the chamber here. The chamber's on the face of the cylinder here. You see how clean this is? This gun right here has probably had about 700 rounds shot through it easily 700 rounds. But I use deepens to clean the carbon buildup on it, and I do use something that, if some people watching this video right here might freak out, I use 4/0 steel wool and this deepens, and I'll put it on there, let the deepens set for a few minutes, and then I'll just put some on this little 4/0 steel wool. 4/0 steel wool is designed for polishing wood, okay? It's not going to damage the surface of the stainless steel right here. And you can just go in there and buff it off. You don't have to get down on it at all, but this deepens will remove all that carbon, and using that steel wool, it looks wonderful right there. It's really clean. So you'll want to make sure you lubricate, clean this area here. It gets carbon buildup in it as well. Also, this area right here of your ejector, it gets carbon buildup around these little grooves right here. And make sure these are clean. Then you'll want to take your lubricant here, and you want to lubricate this area right in here. You'll lubricate, this is light, just very lightly doing it. Make sure you get lubricant down in there to where your cylinder spins good and free. Make sure you clean the crane area down here. You can lubricate down in here as well. You can lubricate a little bit down in this area. You can, well, I've got this gun locked down. It comes with a key like this, and you unlock these revolvers by a right twist, just a quarter turn, and it unlocks it. You can cock it, you can do whatever. But right here in this gun here, you'll see it's got a hammer block safety. You'll need to make sure all this stuff is free of debris. I don't want you taking anything else off on this gun right here, but you can drop a little bit of lubricant in there, okay? And that's pretty much all you need to do to these weapons here. Just make sure they're good and clean. You will scrub each cylinder down, each chamber in the cylinder down with this brush. And you know, you shoot a lot of 38 specials, and I need to tell you about that. A 38 special is 1/8 of an inch shorter than a 357. And if you'll notice up in here in the chambers, you'll see little shoulders right here. Those shoulders right there are to support the head of the head of the bullet itself, and to line it up with the cone of the muzzle here. Not the muzzle, but the cone of the barrel right there. 38 specials are 1/8 of an inch shorter, so whenever it fires, you can have some carbon buildup on the front shoulder of the inside that chamber on each one of them. So and then the only problem with that is if you shoot a lot and you get that carbon buildup, you try to put a 357 in there, and it don't want to go up in there. Because it's got all that carbon buildup. So you need to make sure each time you clean it, make sure it is shiny like this whenever you're done. That way you can drop a 357 right in there, you know, for your protection round when you get home, or you carry with you, or however you do it. I don't actually keep these weapons loaded at all at the house. I have a Smith Wesson SW99, as you know, in .40 caliber that I use for my carry weapon, and it's always loaded. These I keep unloaded, but that would be an issue if you did shoot a lot of 38 specials and then you tried to shoot a 357 in there. It could have some carbon buildup. So I always make sure they're very clean. I like the Smith & Wessons. They're very beautiful weapons and all. Very accurate. You'll notice that the double action trigger is good, and the gun does not shake left and right. You know, but when you're pulling the trigger, it's shaking now because I shake, okay? Great single action trigger. On your 620, everything's the same except it's a 7-shot. It has the lock here too. You use your little Smith & Wesson key. It's on your key ring. The only problem with this gun right here is if you're going to target shoot, it's great for inside the house. It's got a red round front sight on it. I hate them. I do not like this type sight system. Inside the house, it's fine. It's easy to pick up inside the house, you know, but not outside. The sun gets on it, you cannot see it. It's very light colored out in the sun. It doesn't show red like you would think it would, but it's just very light. So I've got something when you're out target practicing. This is what you'll need right here. Even though my 629 power port has the same type sights as my 686 partridge style, which has a flat area. It's all black, no white outlines here. This is a target gun. These are target sights, and they really stand out great up against a black target in the sun. So what you do, you would take this Birchwood Casey sight black, shake it up, and basically this is carbon. You spray it onto your gun. Now it'll get all over everything, but it doesn't stick to it, okay? You can just wipe it right off, not a problem. It cleans up really easy. But that makes your sight black, and it makes it stand out when you're target shooting. Wonderful product right here for people that shoot iron sights on rifle competition or handgun competition. You need this stuff right here. Good stuff. You need a good solvent. That Deaton's is great. It's about $8 for that one little 4-ounce deal. You need a good lubricant right there. You always use good product right there. These guns are worth it. I mean, heck, this particular gun right here wholesales for $625. This gun here is not even in production anymore, but it was wholesaling right at $580. And I don't know how much they sell at Bass Pro. This is a wholesale $680 gun right here. I mean, I'm sorry, this one right here is $720 wholesale. So they're probably selling at $700 for the 357s and $900 for the 44 Magnum at Bass Pro Shop. So take care of these weapons. These weapons have been shot, and a lot. So they clean up really good. You can hand them down to your children. And if anything else needs to be done to these guns, you need to send them to the factory, because Smith & Wesson has a lifetime warranty. These guns have already had the warranty cards filled out and sent to Smith & Wesson. So that's all you need. You need good tools, good brushes, good products to clean them with. Always be safe with them, and make sure your children know how to use these things, that they know everything about them. Start them out at an early age. Take away the curiosity factor, and they will never have a problem with firearms. Now, have fun, be safe, enjoy these. I've enjoyed every time I've gone out shooting with you, son. Things come to an end, but hey, life's life. So take care of these weapons right here, and your grandchildren will be shooting them too, because they probably won't be able to buy them, it's sad to say. But son, I love you. You take care. Bye.